Gamers! We are back in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2, the brand new Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator game. And today we have 5 million, give or take, Persian soldiers here versus 300,000 Spartans. It's basically the Battle of Thermopylae on crack. It's going to be insane. Oh, these are Persian soldiers. Did I make these? Oh god. Okay, no, these are Spartans. But I accidentally had one unit of Persians. Okay, I'll fix that. But basically, the Spartans are split up into 3 armies. One army over here holding this canyon. One army over there holding that canyon. Right now, the Persians, they will be switched to Spartans. And then the main Spartan army right here, who's actually going to be charging this bridge and counterattacking the Persians, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So guys, it should be an epic battle. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already. We're working our way towards 500,000 subscribers this year, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. Either way, I'll be right back with that fixed battle. Alright, gamers, everything should be working now. So we have this Spartan army moving forward across this bridge right over here. And then we should also have all of these Persians. 5 million Persians running forward here. Absolutely insane. I dropped the graphics down to medium settings in order to make sure that this was at least somewhat playable. But it still is probably going to be a little bit laggy. I mean, it's not even doing too bad. We're getting just under 30 FPS, which is not too bad, to be honest. How does Team 1 already have 30 kills? How did that happen? Excuse me? I mean, both sides are currently losing troopers. Oh, these guys have already met in the middle somehow over here. That's kind of nuts. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. We've got the first engagement happening over this way. So maybe that's how they got those 30 kills already. But either way, both sides are losing some troopers, whether due to fall damage or the water right there. That will happen during this battle, but both sides should probably lose the same amount to the environment. Either way, the initial skirmish is going on right here. The Persians are far weaker than the Spartans during the Battle of Thermopylae. There were about 300 Spartiates at the scene. That's what the movie 300 came from. But of course, there were a couple thousand other Greek units there that were non-Spartans or not the Spartiate class of Spartans. They were Perioikoi or Athenians or, you know, etc., etc. That often get basically just forgotten about in history. So it wasn't completely the Spartan army that was there to hold off the Persians. However, they are the most famous group and the group that, you know, deservedly lived in infamy. It's probably the most important battle to Spartan culture. Of course, the most important battle to Athenian culture being the Battle of Marathon. Either way, the Spartans already have 1,000 kills right here, and 79 Spartans have died at this point. A little small group of Spartans right there, probably going to die. Very, very thin lines of Spartans are actually competing right now against this Persian army at the moment. They're not managing to get very deep ranks. After all, this bridge is very, very small. It's a bit difficult to actually maneuver over it in order to get to the Persians over this way. So that is why the Spartan lines are so small at the moment. But even still, they are at 2,000 kills, and the Persians are only at 200 kills, so it seems like just about 1 Spartan is worth about 10 Persians, which is a pretty good odd. I don't know if they're gonna win this battle, but I think they've got a good shot with 300,000 soldiers, especially since the other 2 Spartan armies are back here defending these thin passes here, very similar to what Thermopylae actually was, very thin passes and things like that. So, you know, this main Spartan army, it can go down, and there is still a chance for these other 2 Spartan armies to manage to succeed. It seems like actually some of these free-roaming Spartans are going off to the right bridge over this way, which is an interesting decision. Some Persians will actually be coming that way too. I mean, look how... That's what 5 million Persians looks like. It's insane. So a ton of them are going to be going for this bridge as well, and probably the bridges over there too, if there are any. So there's going to be a lot going on, but still right now, look at this. The thin line of Spartans, looks like the front line did fold, so now these guys are getting encompassed over this way, and they're likely to go down pretty soon here. And then this thin line over here is holding the right flank, but the left flank did end up breaking, so more Spartans are trying to come across the bridge here to redevelop the left flank over this way, and they're starting to get down and dirty over this way and starting to fight, I almost said fire, pretty well over here. Even some of them getting down and dirty in the water, which just looks so sick. Look at this, the splashing waves. It's gorgeous. It's so epic. All right, so 600 dead Spartans, 7,000 dead Persians right now. So not too bad. And looks like, yeah, these Spartans over here did end up getting flanked. So now they're in 2 different ranks right now fighting against these Persians. Not exactly a great situation to be in, but you gotta do what you gotta do, baby. You know, the Spartans will fight no matter what. Look at this. These guys actually still managing to hold out, holding their flanks alive, because if this breaks, then the Persians will just run and kill those guys, or vice versa. So this is actually a pretty impressive holdout right here in this tiny little gap right now. Already heroics coming from the Spartan army. They're at 10,000 kills right now, and the Persians have only 900 kills. So the Spartans are actually increasing the gap in kills. Oh, look at this flank. This is not what you like to see, but the combat is so good. It looks so much better in this game than it did in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 1. I mean, I'm just so impressed by this game. It's really, really nice. Actually, a bunch of Spartans deciding to cross the river here, and they're walking over dead Spartan bodies. If that's not the most Spartan thing I've ever seen, I don't know what is. It's such a cool feature to have in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. And they're fighting against these Persians over here, creating their own bridge. Very impressive. Look at all the Spartans crossing this bridge too. Let's go over to the right side of the battlefield right now and see what's going on over here. So it looks like the Spartans are reinforcing this side and creating some defensive perimeters around the bridge to hold on tight. Don't know how many reinforcements they're going to get this way. Actually, they have quite a number of Spartans heading over to this bridge. I had no idea they had this many soldiers heading over this way. So that's actually going to be a pretty good front for the Spartans. And they'll have to hold off probably another 2 million Persians over here. And these guys are probably fighting about 3 million Persians over this way right now. Any Persians crossing over here? Nope, no bridge crossings over here for the Persians. It is mainly going to take place on these 2 bridges and any other bridges that are created. Looks like the Persians trying to cross the water over this way to get to these Spartans over here, maybe start a little bit of a flanking route. Also, look how many Spartans are starting to cross over this way. Incredible. Did this line break over here, by the way? Yeah, this line, actually just finished off the last Spartan right here, going down. Oh my god. Okay, they lasted a very long time. These guys over here did end up breaking eventually, but look at this. Spartans carving a nice little path in this way on the Persian land. That's not bad. By the way, 20,000 Persians have been killed, and just under 2,000 Spartans have been killed. So let's go ahead and let this battle ride for a little bit, and I'll be back if anything crazy or interesting happens. All right, gamers, so we're about to hit 100,000 Persians killed, which is a tiny amount compared to their 5 million that exist, but I thought we'd check out the battlefield right now. So only 6,000 Spartans have died. That's pretty good, actually, for the Spartans. That's not a bad number to be working with, and compared to 100,000 Persians killed, that's very good. So we have quite a number of Spartans still going over this way. I mean, they've actually pushed back the Persians a good bit over here, continuing to fight this way. And it looks like actually down here, the Spartans are getting down and dirty with the Persians in the water itself over here, which is good. But they don't have too many reinforcements left over this way that are going to be coming through still. So this side might fall, and then these Spartans that are playing defensively will likely have to get engaged in this battle here. Over this way, these Spartans are all flooding into the river now, and the river has essentially become a battle zone in of itself, which is so epic. I mean, look at this. There's literally so many bodies, it's become land. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. So massive battlefield going on over here, which is actually probably good for the Persians. It's going to create another opening for them to come through. Also, tons of Spartans over this way crossing over and getting involved in this battle over here. And they're actually doing pretty well. They've pushed the Persians pretty far back too over here and gained themselves some ground. So still a lot to go through. Not a ton of Spartan reinforcements over here again, but the second these Persians do victor over these Spartans, they'll be crossing over and fighting with those guys and those guys over there. So I'll let it ride for a little bit longer here, and we'll see at the next sort of landmark state what's going on. All right, gamers, I thought this was a good time to start recording again, as the Spartans are about to kill the number of soldiers that they actually have themselves. They are about to kill 300,000 Persians total, which is kind of crazy because they've only lost 19,000 soldiers themselves. So They are really catching their stride here and doing a fantastic job against this Persian army. Not to mention, there are only 4.5 million Persians total left alive because the Persians keep on dying in the water. However, that being said, there are only 230,000 Spartans left alive due to the exact same problem. As you can see, there's just like hundreds of bodies in this water, and I think majority of the bodies that have died are Spartans. I think they sort of formed these bridges initially, which is a major problem for the Spartan army. So they have lost 70,000 soldiers total, but the Persians have lost 500,000 soldiers total. However, the Spartans will not be losing any more soldiers to the water because all of the soldiers that they have that are free moving have already died in the water if they did die to the water. I mean, a few more might that are already in the water, but for the most part, they're only going to lose soldiers to enemy Persians. And actually, we have a Persian conquest just now starting over here against the Spartans, and the Spartans are going to be defending for basically the rest of this battle. So the Persians are going to continue to lose soldiers to the water, such as over here, because they are the attackers, and the Spartans, who are running out of attacking soldiers, will no longer be. And it actually looks like the Spartans over here are having to fight in a little tunnel war right now because of the number of Persians that are attacking them. This right side ended up breaking, and then this left side is now left stranded, having to fight back. So not going too great over here for the Spartans currently, and these guys will probably all die out, but they will delay the Persians crossing this bridge for at least a little bit longer, and saving these Spartans some more time and energy before they have to start fighting. So either way, 21,000 dead Spartans right now, 327,000 dead Persians at the Spartan hands. Let's continue on with this battle. All right, boys, so more time has passed, and we've hit another mile marker here. 500 soldiers killed by the Spartans. Pretty impressive stuff right there, but still 4.18 million Persians remain, which is quite a bit as well. The Spartans have yet to give up this extra territory out here. Their lines are thinning a bit, but they're still doing a really, really good job of continuing the pressure over here, and actually they're pushing farther out into the Persian lines, which is kind of crazy, if you were to ask me. Let's check out what's going on over this way. It seems like a lot more Persians. Yes, actually, all the Persians that were fighting Spartans over here, all those Spartans are dead, and now the Persians are crossing over to fight the Spartans that are defending this way. And the Spartans really haven't given up too much ground, I would say. This is where they started fighting, and this is where they are now. So yeah, the Persians haven't pushed too far out yet. And by the way, there's Spartans up here. I don't know how the Persians are going to kill them. No clue. Maybe it won't come to that during this battle. Who knows? But the Persians do have a pretty solid and long line here. Ooh, going up against the Spartans right now. So they've got quite a bit of resources available to themselves, quite a bit of angling and stuff like that they can go on. They're also trying to completely surround these Spartans over here. There's about 100,000 Spartans, probably less right now, that are fighting on this left side of the canyon. And, you know, there's probably 2 million Persians over here, so they could completely encompass the Spartans and surround them. But that being said, there's just such a massive block of Spartans here that will that even be all that effective? We don't really know at the end of the day. There's still 214,000 Spartans remaining, an extra 100,000 over here that have not even been touched. And then, of course, this is probably where those last 13,000 Spartans are, is this thin line over here, and then probably like 90,000 or so over that way, still alive. So, lots to come. The Persians have only killed 37,000 Spartans themselves. The rest fell to the river. There's a long way to go in this battle, baby, and I'm here for it. So, let's go ahead and let this play out for a little bit longer and come back at the next major situation. Alright, gamers, we're almost at 1 million kills by the Spartans, and actually, I really do think the battle is going to be going faster and faster because of all of the fronts that have opened up on the battle. I mean, the Persians are encompassing the Spartans over here, which is resulting in each Spartan sort of fighting at this point, which means kills will come up faster and faster now. So these guys probably will end up going down, but hey, they're having one big bombastic finish to this battle before they do all perish. But then the Persians are going to get reinforcements over here from some of those troopers at the bridge. Actually, the Persians have pushed fairly deep in this way, but in doing so have taken tremendous losses. I mean, they're standing on a hill of their own bodies, So yeah, so pretty extreme losses over here for the Persians, but they are pushing in on this 100,000 Spartans over this way. Over here, these Spartans have started to engage a little bit with some Persians. Not too many. I mean, it's just a few that are crossing over this river here, but it's nothing too crazy at all. They're somehow getting through this water. I don't even see like a bridge or anything of bodies. I think this must just be shallow right here or something along those lines. So yeah, a few Persians pushing in over this way, but nothing the Spartans can't handle at all. I mean, they're killing most of these guys pretty easily over here without taking much losses themselves. So nothing too crazy over there. We're at about 1 million Spartan kills, which is nutso. There are still 3.7 million Persians left, which is quite a number. And there are still 189,000 Spartans left, and the Persians have gotten 61,000 Spartan kills as of right now. I am wondering if the Spartans are going to start to lose more men rapidly, with sort of them losing this frontier over this way, or if they're going to slow down the Persian advance and manage to start winning a little bit more. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what ends up happening with this whole thing. Either way, guys, I'll be back when the next sort of milestone is hit here. Gamers, so this entire line of Spartans over here has finally died, but they hung on for an extremely long time. I am very impressed, and it seems like half of the force is heading to the right over here to deal with these Spartans over this way, and these Spartans are holding out pretty nicely so far. They're not having too much trouble against these Persians, and then the other half appears to be supporting over here, where these Persians have definitely pushed back a lot of these Spartans, but there's a really nice holdout actually in this little city here. I mean, these Spartans have been holding out for a very, very long time against these Persians. This is fairly impressive right here. And then also, they've just got a long line of holding boys, you know? They just have a very, very long and tough line of Spartans just holding out. So I am pretty impressed by the Spartans still. They currently have 1.2 million kills, and the Persians only have 3.4 million soldiers left, so in total they've lost 1.5 million. The Spartans have lost 83,000 soldiers to the Persians, but they only have 168,000 soldiers left, so they're almost halfway through their army here. And the Persians have only lost 1.5 million, so by that statistic, the Spartans are set to kill 3 million Persians before they're done, which is 2 million less than they need. You know, it's not exactly great, but maybe they can make a comeback here. Maybe they can go ahead and get the kills that they do end up needing to win this thing. Right now, it's just kind of a slugfest. We do have a ton of Persians coming around the flanks over here, which is pretty cool. Clearly, the AI pathfinding in this game has improved since Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 1, because we have a lot more flanking and stuff like that going on. So these guys are actually almost getting completely encompassed now, which is something we kind of thought would be cool to happen earlier. But then these guys over here are just still brawling it out through this time. Just absolutely brawling it out over here. Either way, we'll keep it going until the next milestone. This battle has a long time to go, baby. A long time. The Spartans have just lost 100,000 troopers to the Persians now. In total, they are halfway through their 300,000 soldiers. I know that math doesn't add up, but you know, environmental kills. So they're at 146,000 soldiers remaining. The Persians still have 3.1 million soldiers remaining. The Spartans have killed 1.5 million of them on their own. Which means that another 0.5 million have been killed simply by drowning in the water, which is kind of crazy. Over this way, you can see the Persians have eaten away at the Spartan lines considerably. And this is looking pretty bad for these Spartans. They're getting surrounded completely, and they are on a thinner and thinner line of defense as they go. There's a lot of Persian bodies here, though. So the Spartans over here not doing so hot currently, and they are just losing troopers left and right. It's no bueno over this way for the Spartans. Look, even all the way over here, we've had some bloody battles going on. The Persians were assaulting over here a while ago. They have not attacked since then, but still, you can see lots of dead Spartans over there and dead Persians. And then over on this end of the battlefield over there, where we started out with this little part of the video, the Spartans are slowly getting encompassed as well. However, they have an easier time sort of holding out at a front here. They definitely have better lines over this way than the Spartans over here, but still the Persians are beginning to eat away at them as well. So some pretty major landmarks in terms of kills and losses for this battle right now. But the Spartans are still out here. They're still fighting, and they're still making things happen for themselves. It's going to take a lot for the Persians to actually stamp out these 300,000 Spartans, as has been seen. But still, it's not looking too great for the Spartans currently, just given the numbers I just projected. Hopefully, they can make a comeback, though, and take out some more Persian dogs as the Persians continue to come through. Look how glitchy the water has gotten over here, with just probably a sheer amount of bodies under there, and just like, yeah, the water has been very, very glitchy recently, which is kind of funny. Either way, let's let this ride. Alright, so this is kind of crazy. The Spartans have almost killed 2 million Persians, but look at this triangular defense they're going for now. Completely surrounded by Persians on both sides, getting eaten away at, but still, this small sliver remains. The Persians continuing to go for them from the flanks over here. Absolute mad lattery from these Spartans. They are holding out at all costs, and a slow trickle of Persians coming over to this right side that the Spartans are pretty much able to clobber almost instantly. Really, really nice formation there. I like that a lot. And Persians are swarming these mountains. Look at this. They're going all the way up here just to flank the Spartans. But guess what? This is the end border, and they're just dying up here. So they're just feeding into the end border and killing themselves by climbing this mountain. It's very bizarre. It is very, very bizarre. Either way, the the Persians only have 2.6 million troopers left, so they're almost halfway done. The Spartans still have 115,000 troopers left. They are over halfway done. This is becoming a tighter and tighter race here. Also, it looks like the Persians have invaded this island here and have created another bridge with which to cross and attack the Spartans, but they haven't made a lot of headway over here yet. No, they've just lost a lot of troopers here. Quite a bad beach landing by the Persians right here. Not too great at all. So they are clearly trying to come up with some creative ways to increase their prospects in this battle, but it's not really working for them right now. Alright, so almost all of the Persians are off of the mainland here, which is kind of crazy. That's a lot of Persians to cross on over. But still, the Spartans are kind of falling behind right now. I hate to say it. They are less than 100,000 strong now, and their camps are becoming smaller and smaller as the battle goes on. They themselves have killed 2.1 million Persians. That's a lot of Persians, dude. Like a lot of Persians, man. Crazy amount. But there's still 2.38 million Persians left alive, which is obviously an ungodly amount. And with less than 100,000 Spartans left, I would say things aren't looking too tremendous. The Persians themselves have only killed 155,000 Spartans. By the way, there's still a bunch of Spartans up on these roofs, which is kind of funny, but the Persians are actually managing to get up there somehow, and they even overtook this roof. So this is a good stall tactic, obviously, from the Spartans, the fact that they're able to hang out up here, and it is pretty cool to see the Persians have to slowly crawl in there one by one. So worst case scenario, maybe these guys will just kill all of the Persians for them. You know, they'll just one by one kill all of those Persians. But you can see the triangle here has shrunk from all the way over there to all the way over here. This side of the battlefield is rapidly shrinking now, and the Persians are starting to engulf them all around yet again. These guys who fought earlier in the battle having to refight again due to the Persians getting closer and closer to them. We still do have this train of Persians going up here and just committing suicide. It's kind of wild and wacky, and I don't understand why they're doing it. It's really weird AI pathfinding. I think they're trying to find a way to flank all the way around these Spartans over here, but it just results in them dying. They can't actually go around that area because it's off limits on the map, apparently. I think it's just a bit of an alpha glitch. So these Spartans over here actually don't have to deal with a massive flank because of that little glitch, but there is a mini flank over here. You can see Persians coming up this way, going down this way, and attacking these Spartans from above over here. Not a massive charge, but some troopers are coming in that way. By the way, there is a small little breakout of Persians down this line here, and they'll start to encompass these guys too, which is no good. This island assault over here is still going on too, and it seems to have gained some ground as it's connected with the main army of Persians over there, and they're starting to push deeper in, albeit not too far inland yet. The Spartans have done a really bang-up job of killing a lot of Persians over here. So that's where we stand at the moment. The Spartans have now passed 2.5 million kills. However, it's bad news. Huge flank going on by the Persians over here, completely encompassing the Spartans that are remaining over this way, and they are a shell of their former selves by a wide margin. There's only 68,000 Spartans remaining in total, less than 1/3 of their forces. There's still the suicide Persians up there. Super weird, don't know why that's happening. These Spartans are still looking kind of strong, but you know, this flank is becoming a little bit greater as time goes on right here, and they're starting to establish a bit of a foothold there, and then the beaches are pushing farther and farther in as well here, which is obviously not a very good thing for the Spartans. So with 68,000 troopers remaining and still 1.8 million of the enemy remaining, it's looking pretty abysmal. I do have to say, this little city battle over here has to be one of my favorite things to come out of this. Very few Spartans remain over this way. The Persians have been getting their butts beat by these Spartans. Like literally every step of the way, the Spartans have been killing Persians in this tiny little city, and it's just covered in bodies now and Persian soldiers. Very, very small defense going on here right now. Only about, I don't know, 20 or so Spartans, but they're still getting kills. These guys are absolute chads. I mean, look at the number of bodies of Persians that are dead up here because of these Spartans. Absolutely unreal. I guess we'll see what happens with these few Spartans. I think they will go down eventually, but at the very least, they're doing a bang-up job of getting more and more Persian kills before this battle comes to an end. Alright, the Spartans here are just almost completely dead now. They have a mere 47,000 soldiers left. They're at 1/6 capacity here, and the Persians still have 1.5 million. Spartans honestly are doing better than I ever really would have considered possible. This is actually pretty good for the Spartans at this point in time right here. There's still, by the way, some Spartan resistance up here in the tower. This is crazy impressive. These guys are still chilling up here, killing Persians who are climbing up. That's just really crazy to me. And then, oh yeah, there's still one more Spartan here. There used to be a whole group of Spartans over this way. There's only one left, but he's chilling, and no Persians are actually attacking him anymore. This is just all dead Persians. This is all dead Persians, which is crazy. All dead. Absolutely nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. And then over this way, if we go over here, what is this? Oh, it's just a tree. It looked funny to me for a second there. If we go over this way, you can see the Spartans over here are just continuing to get carved out. Nothing too interesting happening over here compared to the other side, but still. The Spartans right now have 2.83 million kills, and the Persians have 205,000 kills. Crazy stuff. And this is the end of the Spartan defense on the left flank. 100,000 soldiers, and 0 are going to remain here. That is absolutely insane. Honestly, what's more insane, though, is the amount of Persians that they have killed. Crazy. In total, there are still 40,000 Spartans alive, and 1.46 million Persians still alive. The Spartans have, in total, killed almost 3 million Persians now. Almost 3 million. And the Persians have only killed 211,000 Spartans. Brutal, brutal battle here. Brutal, brutal battle. But here we go. We are witnessing the end of these Spartans. Their last days on Earth here. They're fighting for their lives. But Soon they will be no more. This is the end.
My only friend, the end.
Yeah, there's only like 2 guys left. That's a lie. My eyes are terrible. There's like 5. Oh, they're getting slaughtered. At least they're getting a few more kills before they all go down. 1 guy left, and he's dead. So now, all of these Persians right here, I'm assuming, are going to go move to the other end of the battlefield then. Or, what actually might happen is they'll all go attack the Spartans chilling over here. Oh, it looks like the Persians did take over this spire finally. But these guys a little bit lower down are still holding out. So maybe they'll go attack these guys. This one dude's still chilling right here. And then there are still all of these Spartans over here. About 39,000 remain over here. We'll see if 39,000 can defeat 1.4 million. It's possible. But I have to say, it's feeling rather unlikely. But we'll see. We will see. Alright, gamers, I let this run for a while this time. We're talking an hour here. And right now, there are still 12,000 Spartans heroically remaining. And they're actually like in water here, which is a little bit bizarre. It's like a little oasis thing here. And there's only, let's see. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. The dog and the cat just had a little spat right there. Either way, the Persians right now have less than 1 million soldiers left. The Spartans are actually kind of doing it here. They've gotten 3.4 million kills, and the Persians have killed 240,000 Spartans. Whew! This is coming down to the end here. I mean, look, all of the Persians are right here, and all of the Spartans are right here. At least I think. Maybe there's still some over here. Oh, there are. There's still actually a bunch over here. And they all seem to be trying to climb the mountains and stuff. And I think that's resulting in their deaths. So bizarre. Is there still a Spartan over this way? Let's see. There is still 1 Spartan right there. And then how about over here? There's 1 Spartan right there. Okay, wow. So clearly a lot has developed in this time, but battle's still not over yet, which is wonky cronky, baby. Super crazy how long this battle has been lasting. Absolutely insane. We got a few random Persians just running across the dead bodies of their brothers here. Holy cow. And we got the final holdout, man. 11,670 Spartans remain right here, holding it out till the bitter end against 928,000 Persians. It might be possible. We'll just have to find out. Okay, gamers, so the game froze right at the very end. I can't get it to do anything. So currently we can still see there's 3,000 Spartans remaining, and it looks like 55,000 Persians remaining. Total kills the Spartan got was 3.5 million, and the total the Persians got was 243,000. Absolute insane battle. I'm really bummed we can't see the end of this. It's totally busted. I guess predict who you think would win in the description, or the comment section, I mean. And why? I mean, you could probably use ratios to figure it out. I feel like the Spartans might be able to actually clutch this up. I don't know, though. It's super bummery, the game froze, but I mean, at least it was at the very end, so we kind of got the results here. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. See you on the next one. Peace! I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.